What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite host and jealous hater Apoc, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today we're finally going to start covering KKandbabyJ's podcast known as BAYTS, which applies that being a YouTuber sounded fun at first, but after doing it, not so much. Oh yeah, because nothing says that we regret our decision in becoming a YouTuber quite like achieving all our goals, aspirations, and becoming financially free, apparently. Now, to be perfectly clear, I really wouldn't call this monstrosity a podcast because, usually there's some sort of effort that gets put into those sort of things. Like the podcaster typically uploads from time to time, at least once a week or so. But these clowns seem to have an issue just trying to get just one episode out. I mean, there are times that they don't upload anything, and that could be from 3 to 7 months long in between episodes, and it happens a lot with them. Their podcast is almost 3 years old, and they only have 28 episodes to show for it. Having so little episodes prove that you don't have any passion for it. But anyways, let's just dive into this piece called "We Bought a $200,000 Car," where the title says it all. But trigger warning, everyone, just to give you guys a little heads up. If you're not too familiar with how these two are in podcast format, just know, and I'm going to preface this, that there is a whole lot of cringe going on. Not to mention they can never stay on topic, and they always argue, even to the point where they cut off the podcast so that they can continue on arguing. Honestly, I don't even think that there's one where they are arguing or they don't cut themselves off so that they can argue. It's almost like the getting married thing was to continue the facade of a happy life. But since I'm a nice guy, since I'm a cool dude, I cut down as much cringe as I possibly could so that nobody wants to rip their hair out. And you can go ahead and thank me in the comments. Okay, let's get this over with.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to I wish I had a radio voice. Yeah. Welcome back to BAYTS.
Yeah, don't
BAYTS.
do that again.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to BAYTS.
Okay, just talk normally, babe.
Good morning, darling.
Okay, all right. Welcome to the
back to
podcast BAYTS. Explain our name.
I almost wish I had a lisp.
Okay, babe, come on.
Okay, so like I said, the cringe has already started. Why would you want a lisp? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, not to hate on anybody who actually does, because, you can't control that. That's whatever. But why would you want that? He wants a lisp. He wants to be unique and cute and quirky or whatever because he's boring. Okay, we get it. But to be honest, what I feel like is that he knows that he's cringe and he's not good at what he does outside of vlogging, which is nothing anyways. But he's not good at really much. And look, I'm not even hating. That's the reality of it. He's not. Their life shows otherwise. The only thing they've really been successful in is vlogging. And that's whatever. But a podcast where you actually have to put in effort, not even that much effort though. You just have to have a topic and talk about it, and they already have their foot in the door. And Kwa and Karen don't even know how to do that.
Starburst. Okay, no. Welcome back to BAYTS.
All right. Jesus.
Okay. Welcome back to BAYTS, where my voice is not unique at all.
What's BAYTS though?
What is BAYTS? It's a name I came up with. It's an acronym for "Be a YouTuber." They said.
It's almost like he didn't remember what BAYTS stood for. He had to think about it, but he's the one that made it up and created it. It was his idea. But like I said in my intro, they act like being a YouTuber is this horrible thing after diving into it. It's really weird because their whole thing is that they never thought YouTube would have been anything for them. So when they started YouTube, they just jumped into it. Apparently nobody was telling them to be a YouTuber except themselves, or Karen wanted to build a community. So the name doesn't really make sense for their little story. Let's also not forget, like I said earlier, that YouTube literally gave them everything. That and their kids. But YouTube was the reason why they have everything they have now. Before, Kwa was making $2,000 a month at his restaurant. That's what he claimed, right? Yet vlogging, when they vlogged for 3 years straight, they were making $2,000 a day. They admit this in another podcast episode. That could be roughly $40,000 to $60,000 a month. And yet, be a YouTuber, they said. It will be fun, they said.
This is cool.
I know. I'm excited, but.
What? This is just pointless talking right
yes.
now? Okay. Well, okay. What? We're doing a podcast. High five.
Yeah, there's really not much to be high-fiving about because they have been so inconsistent with the podcast It's just baffling. You know, they talk about they just do this because of passion. They don't do it for money. They only made a couple $100s off of it, so there's no way that they would do this for money, yet they never upload on it. So if you say you're passionate about it, then why the hell are you so inconsistent with your uploads? To be honest, the way it looks, the only reason why you wanted to do a podcast or start one was to make easy money, just talking about whatever. But since you guys are so inconsistent and have no work ethic, it failed and flopped just like Kick-Ass. So what does that mean? They don't make any money. And what do they do when they don't make money? All of a sudden, their passions change.
What are we going to do on this podcast? We're going to talk about
Everything.
Okay.
Wasn't podcasting his idea? So why does he not know what the podcast is going to be about?
Let's jump right into it.
Okay.
Philly D. Let's just jump right into it. Let's get juicy.
It's so hilarious because they think all their moves or all their stories are juicy. And what's even more funny is that they have an issue trying to get topics for their podcast. They keep asking their audience, hey, what do you guys want here? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't have any ideas of your own. You can't come up with any topics of your own, not even advice or anything. You just throw up an update podcast to what you're doing in your life. Why the hell are you uploading an update to your life when people watch your life on YouTube and the only people listening to your podcast are those same people? So you're just doubling down on the same video, the same content. These people are just so utterly lazy.
So you have an Audi R8.
I do.
You motherfucker.
What?
How could you? How could you have an Audi R8? Who gave you permission?
Again, Qua is so cringy. It's just, ugh.
Why do you have an Audi R8?
Because it was my dream car.
Because you worked your booty off for
I
it.
know.
Your stinking booty off for
But
it.
the thing is
No, the thing is that Karen really didn't work her booty off for anything. Look, this is right around the time she just started Kick-Ass, so she wasn't making any money from Kick-Ass. So the only money that Karen would have been making was from YouTube. You know, their little cronies will be like, Qua has real estate, Apoc. But in a vlog or a podcast, I don't remember where, we'll find it though, he says he avoids doing real estate and only wants to do it with friends and family. And then he admits that he stopped working real estate and focused on vlogging for 3 years straight with no other income coming from anywhere else. There was no Kick-Ass, no real estate, no nothing. It was just vlogging. So the only thing Karen would have done for that money that came from her work was picking up a camera and vlogging, and that's it. Well, Qua did all the heavy lifting, which would be editing. Again, that's not a lot of work, but it is the most work when it comes to content creation. The editing process is the hardest process, depending on the video. Which with vlogging, I've tested this out for myself, with like a 20-minute video, would only take around roughly 3 hours to build. That includes all the footage and the editing process. So when Qua says he stayed up all night, that's because he was up playing Fortnite while he was editing, which means he was spending 90% or even 95% or even more playing video games and not editing the work. He would have got it done a lot earlier and a lot faster if he wasn't playing video games, which it's fine. But these two like to push out the idea that they work so hard. Where did Karen work hard? Those 3 years without Kick-Ass, without real estate, which, by the way, real estate was Qua's thing. Where did Karen put in the work? If you want to say, oh, she watched her kids while Qua edited the vlog, okay, that's fine. But that's not a job. That is your responsibilities. Those are two different things. A majority of the people do the same thing, and they don't get paid for it. And they definitely don't get $2,000 a day for showing off their kids in their life. But there is no hard work to it. I can give credit where it's due, which is being consistent for 3 years straight, uploading for 3 years, day after day after day, which is impressive. I'll give them that. But it was worth the money, $2,000 a day. Why would you pass that up? They banked on that. But I find it funny for both people who claim they worked so hard and came from nothing, rag to riches story and all that garbage. You know, Qua apparently worked at the restaurant so hard, right? Hours and hours and hours. Yet only spends a few hours a day editing vlogs. I just don't understand why he can't come out and admit that they both found a way to make easier money without having to go outside the house. I mean, that's what people would aspire to. That's what everyone wants. And yet they want to claim they worked so hard when they didn't. Vlogging is not hard. It's actually one of the easiest forms of content on this platform. People will go on Twitch, record their Twitch, and throw it on this platform to make extra money. That's literally zero work. They don't even edit. There are forms of content on this platform that are so easy and people make a ton of money off of it. And vlogging is definitely one of them.
People think that like I have to explain every aspect of my life and I have to put it out there, which I was going to because that's what I do and I love what I do. But
what she just said right there was just so contradictory. So she says people expect us to show every bit of our life. And she's like, I was going to, but... So she was going to show every bit of her life. She just was picking and choosing when to do it. So it's not even a matter of privacy or wanting to keep things to yourselves. No, it's about money moves. And that's exactly what this was. The Audi R8 is literally the topic to this podcast. That is the $200,000 car. It is literally the thumbnail for the podcast. But don't come on here and act like you were trying to keep something to yourself while literally planning to put it out there.
Basically, I got an Audi a few months ago and I was planning on like posting a picture and like, or not even, I wanted to do the podcast and the podcast to be the photo, to be like us with our cars and like a flamethrower. You guys are seeing it now if it worked out. But that's how like I wanted to announce and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted, stop interrupting me.
See, I told you, it was meant for the podcast. She was waiting for the podcast. You know why? Because it's clickbait. They wanted to bring traffic to the podcast, and that was the way to do that. These people are YouTubers. They've been doing it for years. You don't think they know how to swindle people? That's literally what they do best. Look at Jess Fam's channel. She can't post a video without being dramatic. The reason why is because it's not a good story to put out. But anyways, I love how Qual keeps on interrupting her. And by the way, again, I cut out a lot, but Qual keeps interrupting her just like he did when they were talking about their story when they were stealing stuff. And Qual kept interrupting Karen because he was so excited to tell people that he broke in the cars and stole people's shit. Like, he was genuinely excited to tell people because it was a juicy story. He claimed he wasn't happy about it, but he sure did want to talk about it. So much so, he cut off Karen like 5 different times and then acted like he was better than Karen because all she did was steal a t-shirt while he broke into cars and stole like actual money and iPods and navigation systems. He was like literally bragging about it.
Everyone started like coming at me. Like, tell us, I know you're lying, tell us on Quad's stream, right?
Yeah, and then I was trolling them. I was like, well, I wouldn't have trolled them if we already said something about it, but we have stalkers.
Yeah.
Thousands of stalkers.
Not thousands.
No, baby. Thousands of stalkers.
You're so dramatic.
I'm serious.
All right.
And they drove by our house to look at us.
Yeah.
And they saw the Audi, and so they hopped into my live stream because I'm streaming live, and they're like, tell us about Karen's Audi. And so I was like, okay. First off,
one, it's not your place to tell. It's my Audi.
Yeah.
Okay, the people who question you on your Twitch or anywhere else aren't stalkers. Those are literally people who follow you and are your fans. And you know, again, these guys just crack me up because Qual stated that the reason why he was like a little shit growing up and trolled people was because he was unhappy. But here he is admitting that he was trolling people. He states that when someone trolls another, they're just unhappy with their lives. So Qual, what the hell is that? I don't know why Karen and Qual do this thing where they go, oh, this is hers and this is mine. They both do it. It's really weird for people who apparently love each other. That's both your money. That would be both your cars. It can be your dream car, sure. But it's not his place to say anything. Why not? It's his vlog channel. He helped pay for it. That doesn't make any sense. And they do not have thousands of stalkers. They don't. They may have had a couple of small privacy violations, but that's it. There was nothing really more to it. Not that it's not wrong, but still, they always make it seem like this big deal. But the worst thing was like a 12-year-old rolling up with her mom.
But I was like, first off, you're creepy, and second off, let's see how much fun I can have with this person, or like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And then so like, we know Karen has an Audi and all this stuff. I was like, no, Audi doesn't make the GTR.
Again, I thought trolling was bad.
But like they're saying like, we know.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to hide it.
Right.
I'm not trying to hide it. I just haven't announced it yet. Like, girl, give me a second.
Okay, the reason why they're acting like that as well, like haha, is because they are young girls, yet apparently they're stalkers. But they're just young, they're fans, they're teen girls. And what do you expect when you invite people into your life? You have vlogged for 3 years straight and showed every day. What the hell do you expect? But again, Karen keeps going on and on about how others aren't entitled to their life and that they don't have to show everything. yet just said she hasn't announced it yet. And the reason why was because it was supposed to be pushed out to the podcast. But how the hell does that work if you want to keep things to yourself, but then say you're just going to push it out later? These people actually don't care about privacy at all. They're just trying to make money moves.
They were just really mad that you weren't telling them.
I know.
But like, it's not like we have to tell you everything.
And we were all laughing at them.
Yeah. So we had a good laugh.
It's the best thing ever.
Anything.
Karen and Qua laughing at children. Real humble, huh?
And anyways, people think that we have to like, what are you talking about? People think we have to like say what we want to, like everything, every aspect of our life is has to be on the internet. But like,
again, she says it's not like we have to tell anyone. You're right, you don't, but you choose to, and you were planning to. So I don't know what the hell you're complaining about. Let's also keep in mind that she has an issue with people pressing her about her car, but doesn't give a damn when people are pressing her about her children. But apparently if you question a car, you're a stalker. But if you ask about someone's kids that you don't know, you're not one. How the hell does that make any sense?
We've already explained that we're not that kind of YouTubers. We're not the ones to be like buying a supercar just to put it on the internet and be like, hey, I bought this supercar, blah, 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 clickbait, thumbnail, title, whatever.
I just love that she's complaining about this because it's just so hypocritical. She's acting like she doesn't literally do that for a living. Again, vlogged for 3 years straight, not missing a day. What the hell does that tell you? It wasn't makeup, it wasn't commentary, it wasn't part of the beauty community, it wasn't any of those things. It was vlogging, showing your life, showing everything about your life, the day in the life of your children. They vlogged their birthdays, holidays, their wedding, Christmas, everything. Oh, and mind you, they don't even have this car anymore. But when they did, they're pressed about people questioning if they had it or not. And then they tell everyone that you're not entitled to their life. Yet when they put themselves into a financial hardship, and they have to sell the car, they vlog about it. So you don't vlog buying the car and you hide it off camera to push it out as content for your podcast, and then you're pressed when people question you, but you don't give a damn about selling it. What the hell is going on here?
Like, we've already explained that when Qua bought his GTR. So when I bought my Audi, why would it be any different?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason...
we don't buy things to impress people.
Yeah, you do. The only reason anyone buys anything based around Gucci or any of that flashy material stuff is to show off to other people that you have the money for it. That's literally why Karen would buy like $1,000 to $2,000 purse. It's to show that off to the world. Same thing with your car. You take your car to car meets. You go to where other people are and show off your car to others. That's like literally his thing. And Karen can say all she wants that Qua bought his car and they didn't show it. Why would it be any different for her or whatever, right? But that was literally the plan. They literally were planning that for the podcast. So it was different. Again, what is going on here?
The reason I wanted to announce it on the podcast is because this podcast is like going to be all about YouTube, about influencing, about our lives, about everything.
Oh, so literally what you do on YouTube. Why are you making the same content that you already push out? They should have capitalized on something else. Advice. Even though they're not really ones to give it because they're not really good at anything, not in their own relationship. They're definitely not good with money because they had to sell all the shit they bought. They sold their old KKandbabyJ home. I can't believe they even named it that. And super narcissistic, mind you. But they sold that because they needed the money. A house that they said they were never going to sell in the first place was sold because they put themselves into a huge financial situation by buying all this stuff. They're going to go on in here and in other episodes and even in their vlogs about how they were so good with their money, yet they actually weren't. They weren't good with any of their money, which is why they had to give everything back.
And this is such a great platform to be able to be like, you can do this. Like, this Audi R8 in my driveway could be you.
Or not, because some people don't want materialistic $200,000 sports cars. Sometimes someone just wants something easy as a $60,000 car, which Qual calls beater cars apparently.
We don't buy things and show things off to impress you. We do it to press upon you that it's possible for you guys. If we can do it, then you can do it.
Yes, and they do that with the mentality that they don't have to show you how to do those things or show you what they attain because they want to keep things to themselves, but apparently they want to press upon you that you can have these things too if you work hard enough. What?
No, we don't buy things.
People.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're kind of weird, but we don't buy things to impress anyone at all. We just buy things because we want it, and then we don't want to you know,
I'm not trying to
show
brag
off.
about it and be like,
they're the
"Look
ones
what I
showing
got."
off for us, pretty
Yeah.
much. They literally made an Instagram
Oh,
account
yeah, my new
called
favorite page right
Karen's
now.
Audi,
Yeah.
and they post pictures of Audis
Like
everywhere.
it,
It's like,
no,
this
it,
is
it like
Karen's.
showed up in the vlog every now and then because if I really wanted to hide it, it wouldn't be in my driveway.
It's really easy to like avoid the cars. They did it with the Porsche for X amount of time, or the $170,000 sports car, because you know they're so good at budgeting and you know with their money and whatever, right? But it's really not that hard to avoid those sort of things on the vlog, especially because you have the full control of editing that out. But you literally did admit that you were hiding it to keep it a secret until you were releasing it on the podcast. So you were hiding it in a sense. But it is absolutely ridiculous for Qual to say that others brag for them. What? How does that make any sense? I'll admit that person who made the Instagram, you know, definitely put in some work and time to prove you had an Audi or whatever. Okay, waste of time in my opinion, especially because she wasn't getting paid. But she wasn't doing that to boast and brag about what you have. She just wanted to like expose it. I don't know. She could have been young for all we know. I don't know. I think it's weird, but you know, people are going to do with their time with what they want to do with it. Who are you to judge?
Why would I be trying to hide it?
I literally drove it to Playlist Live.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not like we're trying to hide it, but we don't have to announce it right away. Like there's no obligation to that. And I wanted to do it the right way. I didn't want to do it like
what? Showing on the vlog the right way? What are you talking about, the right way? You literally just said that people aren't entitled to your life and you want to keep it to yourself. But again, you keep spouting that you were going to plan to use it for the podcast. So how the hell is that the right way? Oh, you know, I got it. The right way actually means they want to use it as clickbait so they can make money on their podcast and get traffic to it. Now that makes sense.
But I'm so glad we can talk about it now. I got my baby. I give her kisses every morning. She's so beautiful.
I've washed her a couple times.
No.
Karen said the same thing about Kick-Ass and look what happened. She kissed it, called her a baby, and then now it's flopped and gone.
You'll see her in the vlogs now that I finally have been able to talk about her.
When
But
is this podcast going out? Podcasts are so fun.
next week.
I
But-
can look ugly
But listen.
and be fine.
But listen.
This is what I'm talking about. Qual will just go on these weird little rants or tangents talking about nothing. Stick to the damn subject.
We had goals. Our goals: pay off the house, have everything paid off, have the cars of our dreams, have savings for the kids, have savings for whatever, before our 30s.
I would say that Qual actually had the goals because he's the one that actually achieved them. Karen just stood there holding up a camera and watching the kids. Qual's the one that did all the work. Karen literally did nothing but doing that, picking up the camera. That is it.
Those were our goals in high school.
We're
That was my
almost there,
goals in high
baby.
school. What?
We're almost there.
Where?
I mean, we are there, but now we have new goals. Now we want to be on the lake.
Yeah.
So now we're on to the next step.
So obviously this is right before they got the house, right? Maybe 6 to 7 months, something like that. But they talk about how their goals and dreams and aspirations paid off everything, all their cars, their house, and the lake house coming, right? And anything else. Yet that's not actually true because in later podcasts, which we'll get to in other videos, they literally admit that they had an investor for their old home and for the lake house coming. So their dreams actually didn't pay off those things. And whatever else they had an investor come in to pay for them, someone else's money paid for that stuff and they were paying it back. They were like renting to own. So they do this whole thing like, guys, we did all this. No, you didn't. You had somebody else do it and then you paid them month to month.
Yeah.
And it's not to brag that all this has happened. It's to show that, like, if you watch our very first ever vlogs,
These two are very showy. They like to show and brag. They don't do it to press upon other people because it doesn't make sense to what they say. They say they have passions, but when they don't make any money for their passions, they move on to the next thing, which is why Qual always wants to go on these other adventures. There's the van life thing, the in-van living crap they were trying to do, and now that's gone. What happened to it? It wasn't going to make any money for them. KKandbabyJ is gone because it wasn't making any money. They're going to deny all this, but that's what it was. Anyways, all you jealous haters, that's about it. Let me know what you all think down below to all their horse doo-doo, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.